Welcome back to another episode of Mystic Scales and Fae Tales
Podcast.
Podcast.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Lee.
Today we have a nice mini episode. So we do long form episodes and mini episodes. Usually our mini episodes focus on books we're reading in between our fantasy or dystopian long series or whatever we're reading in our book club on the app Fable. Find us on there. Same name and the club as our podcast, Mystic Scales and Fae Tales. But today we actually have a really exciting episode because we're going to discuss one of Lee's favorite authors that I'm starting to get into. So this is a nice, you know, yap session of authors. And today the yap session is focused on the one, the only Allie Hazelwood. As we wish she was on the podcast right now. If you're Allie, if you're listening, you should join us one day because that would be so much fun. We'd love to yap with you. We're also going to Italy soon, your home country. So love to talk
Yeah.
about that with you. Um, and so if you don't know who Allie Hazelwood is, hopefully you do by now. She is a huge romance author. She has so many books at this point. She is pumping the books out like crazy. Like this year alone in 2025, she's pumped out already 3 books, with more to come. She's also done like audiobooks by themselves. She's done like short ebook, Christmas ones. She's done like all these little things. Lee has been a huge reader of hers since day one. I would say like almost day one or like since Love
Pretty much.
Hypothesis.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you my journey for sure. Um,
Wait, before we get there, sorry, I just want to finish out the outro. Allie's been a huge person. She is also known for her fantasy Bride. That is a
mhm.
contemporary fantasy that was great. She's a smutty author, which we love, and I have just started my journey with it, but I want to hear your journey, Miss Lee. Oh, Lee has also met Allie Hazelwood, which we will go to that as well. So,
Yeah.
Lee, tell us your journey with Miss Allie Hazelwood.
I was just trying to look up. So I met her in April, and it was really a great panel about romance authors. And I do have to say, like, she has kind of paved the way, I would say, for like STEM romances. So that's like the highlight of a lot of her books, which is really very interesting and just kind of cool in the romance world. But I got to meet her and I got to tell her about the podcast, and she immediately like had a book recommendation, and now I can't remember what it
Oh my
was.
God. It's probably in her text messages. I love that you plugged the podcast to her though. That's so
And
sweet.
she's so excited. Like because she is really like a fantasy reader and like a sci-fi person. She was like, I love Star Trek. She even was like, a lot of my like influence comes from like thinking about if you know Star Trek at all. There's a character, his name is Spock. He's a Vulcan. He's not supposed to have like emotions. And she was like, anytime he does have emotions, like in an episode or in a movie, she's like, that's what I like, that's my bread and butter. So I like cling to that. So that leads into my introduction to Allie, which was her book, Love Hypothesis. I've never heard it confirmed from her, but I was told and have seen on the interwebs that it was inspired by Kylo Ren and Rey from Star Wars. So kind of a little bit like the 50 Shades Twilight fanfic situation. Love Hypothesis is a professor and his like grad student, and his name is Adam, which I'm also like a huge Adam Driver fan who plays Kylo Ren. So that's all you had to tell me, and I was sold. But I do love that book. I think that
I would say
is
it's the most popular one, or the one that like really got her like
yeah,
in the scene was that one. Like
yeah.
everyone knows that cover. Like that cover comes up and you're like, Allie Hazelwood.
Mhm. And I think that's like if you're gonna introduce someone to her books, like I would say do Love Hypothesis or Love Theoretically first. And again, like we talk about the interworkings of different series and stories. Adam and Olive, who are the couple in Love Hypothesis, pop up in almost every one of her books. So like yeah,
Really?
there's like a nod to them. So I
Oh, that's
think
so
like
cute.
yeah, there's definitely like she holds them close to her heart, obviously. Um, so yeah, so that's where my journey started with her. You have Bride.
I do have Bride, which Lee has also lovingly. I love this for her. So my Ally Hazelwood journey has not yet begun. I did get Bride from my library a couple months ago, but I just like didn't have time to finish it, and I had to return it. And I didn't want to like wait because other people, want to read it, so I gave it back. But when Lee went to go get her book signed, Lee, great Lee, best friend ever, got me a copy of Bride signed by her. It's not only am I gonna be able to, finish Bride with her signature, but I have this like really great copy. So I didn't get far into Bride when I started. I remember liking it, but I just didn't
It's
have the time.
different because
Yeah,
it's werewolves and vampires, so that's not her typical. Like she definitely branched away. And it was funny because when that came out, I think the fan base was like, "Oh my gosh, like she's shifting gears, like is this a new era?" And then she really like stopped and we were all
yeah.
kind of like bummed because like it ends where like it could be set up and like she has announced that the second book is coming out in October.
This year, which is insane. Her fourth book of the year. How?
Yeah,
How?
it's called Mate. Um, but yeah, so she released Bride, and then next thing we know, we had Not in Love, which was like plugged as like one of her, not one of her spiciest to come.
Oh.
Um, and I was like so thrown off because I was like, what do you mean? Like she's back in contemporary world. Like I thought we were going fantasy. And then
Mm.
yeah, and then she did the gamer one, and then she did the Christmas ones, and then she did Deep End, which I
Mhm.
think is also I think
Wet.
yeah, wet. That's her. That's what she wanted to call it. That's what we all call it. She when she signed it, she had a stamp that said it, and I was like, this is amazing. God
I
bless
love
your
that.
publisher for like letting this your marketing team.
Yeah, no, it was great marketing. I mean, like, it needed to be called Deep End because just as a marketing and publishing side, like, wet,
Sure.
looking that up, it's not searchable. Like, it's, not, but then because she did that, it's great because it gives you both sides of it. So I think that has been great marketing. And when we were looking and talking about Ally recently, because we are going to be getting problematic summer romance. I mean, by the time the episode comes out, we probably already read it together. Because like I said, we're going to Europe. So we're like, okay, they're in Europe. We have to read this book. And I want to start my Ally Hazelwood journey with you. Um, but it's insane to see just like how close all of these have been published. Like you're talking about Love Hypothesis, and that came out in 2021. And here we are in 2025. And she, like, we forgot about Not in Love, like when we were looking back. And you were like, oh, yeah, I forgot she did Not in Love this year, too. It's like, yeah, literally in 2020, I guess they count Not in Love in 2024, but like the way that all these books came out, it's like so many back and forth. And I remember asking you this in a recent episode. I was like, but Allie has been pumping out these books and they're good, but you had mentioned that she is formulaic, but it works for her.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I have a question. Is every book a different trope then, at least? Or is there similar tropes in each one?
She uses enemies to lovers a lot.
Okay.
Um, I would say that's probably the number one. And it's always he falls first,
Of
which
course.
I adore.
Yes.
Uh, and but I think again, like going in knowing that that's what you want, like you don't hate it. You're
Yeah.
like, yes, like
You
this is
get
what
what
I
you want from it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think like what else.
I would say, are they dual point of view, or is it like you usually get just one main character or the
Um,
third person?
it's usually split. I feel like you get guy and girl.
Yeah, because
Um,
I think Bride was just hers.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of times also though you will just get hers. I think Deep End, we were a little disappointed that we didn't get more Lucas. That's Lucas and Scarlet because because I think yeah, Not in Love. So I listened to Not in Love. I listened to Love Theoretically.
Okay.
And those both had like a guy and a girl actor. So those were split. So then Deep End was just Scarlet. I think Love Hypothesis is just Olive. You might like that one because Olive is like chaotic.
I think I'm gonna like all of them. They all seem funny, and I hope she eventually does a queer one because that will definitely get me in for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Or like Deep End, Lucas was bi. So
Mm,
like she always like has like experiments happening. So I wouldn't be surprised. Um,
eventually, yeah, she goes that way.
yeah. And I think it's very cool that like you want to read her like and you want to like start a journey. So thank you.
Well, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like the people are like loving it, and that is like I'm just amazed by. We've talked about this so much about the book talk books and the popularity of them and not doing well. And this is an author that's doing really well, and it's cool to watch it in real time. It's cool to see an author that like also is always out there. Like she does so much. She's constantly like advocating for stuff. She's constantly like being on the scene. She knows her audience. She knows her people. She's really connected to all these different authors. She supports them. She's constantly posting about other authors and other books. And it just seems like her whole life is books and how much she loves these stories. And that is exciting as a reader because it makes you like more enticed to read them and also like more connected. And like you said, she's giving you these romance stories that are in different settings than normal, like the STEM and the
Yeah.
things that you're not normally seeing with all of these. And I'm looking at her page right now. She's only 35. She's only 35. And it's like, I think it's just so impressive. So, like, yeah, that makes me like want to read it. Makes me want to get into like, that's the kind of like romance I would eat up and I would enjoy. And then I see how much you love it and how much you eat it up. So it just makes me excited. And that's cool. I like when popularity is showing a good author.
hmm hmm The only thing that is wrong with Allie is she is a team gal stan,
Yes, Team Kale. We've
which
talked
we
about this.
cannot accept. But other than that,
Absolutely
yeah.
not. Hunger Games fan. Absolutely not. Seeing a TikTok of that was the worst. What did she? You said you saw the romance panel with her. What was some of the things that she discussed on it, if you can remember?
Um, she was funny. She was like, I hate writing scenes that are not the main characters. She was like, I do love all my characters, but when I'm not like in the room with them, I'm just kind of like, ugh, okay. Like we'll get through it. And then she like wants to go back, which I
That's
kind
so
of
funny.
she was fun because she was like nervous, like she was being like normal, and I just kind of like appreciated that. And she was also like kind of like bouncing off of other authors, like asking them questions and then like coming back. So I just thought that was interesting.
Sounds like she's humble then. Like she's not an author that like knows that she's a New York Times bestseller. Like she knows it, but she's not gonna act like that.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Like she didn't give the most in-depth answers like to every question, but I do think that was just like I think her personality is just she's like a little shy. So she's like I don't want to be the center of attention. Or at least
Oh my God,
that's
she'd be your best friend.
yeah, like when I was one-on-one with her, like it was great. Like she wasn't like that at all. And like she was really like taking the time with each person. And there were so many people who were like they had all different kinds of you know, t-shirts and bags and things like with her different
Oh,
books. She's just engaging with it all. And I just love that. And yeah, she's so busy. Like we even saw there was that one video where she's in Disney World and like her friend's doing a TikTok and she's just there happy to promote, which we can appreciate. So
literally,
yeah,
literally.
I think that book was called The Raven Scholar.
Yes, it was the Raven Scholar because I got an arc of it. Yes, 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 that's it. So
Yeah.
I got an arc of the Raven Scholar, which now I'm like kind of mad we didn't read it when I got the arc of it because it's going to be so popular and we could have been ahead of the trend. But when I was at Comic-Con, I was talking with one of the publishers and they gave me the arc. And they were like, "Oh my God, everyone in our group chat loved it. Like it's huge." And I started it immediately on the subway. I loved it. It's just really freaking big. It's
Mhm.
huge. And at the time it was like in the middle of Comic-Con. I work Comic-Con, so like I was just like, oh, I can't do this right now. And then I didn't get around to it again. But I remember loving it. And so like nice to see that it's publishing soon and people are like eating it up because it is good. It's a good like fantasy. There is competition in it. It's like gets straight to the point of like depression for the character. So we could definitely
Yeah,
put it on our list for sure.
yeah. I
I
was
never
just
know whether or not to read the arcs or to like go get the published copy. But like the arc is supposed to be like arcs are supposed to be the same as the published in the end. But
yeah,
sometimes they edit them. But I was just like, I think I'm fine to just read the arc that I have.
Yeah, not quite like a Broadway preview where they can like really change things.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
but yeah, no, I was just really impressed because like she immediately had that book rec and it like you're saying like it's releasing in 2025, so it's not an old book. So she's like staying up with the fantasy that like isn't really her genre. It's just like what she's into and she's like supporting other authors and like getting that out there. And I just think that's so, how does she have time? Like, if we're like, how does she have time to write 4 books in a year? How does she have time to read a 600-page fantasy novel and like love it so much that she's going to recommend it to people? So I just like, that's very cool.
That is
Um,
really cool. So, looking at Allie's backlist, do you have like your top three? Like, what are your top three? No, how about this? Do you have your top three personally, and then what do you recommend to start with for a new reader?
okay. I think my top three are Love Hypothesis, Deep End, and Love Theoretically. I
Okay.
think if you're gonna get into her, I would say Love Hypothesis or Love Theoretically. But I just like Love Hypothesis and like if they're gonna be in the other books, like just spend some time with Adam and Olive.
Gotcha.
I will say like I didn't really like Not in Love. Uh, that it just wasn't.
Why?
Okay, so let me bring up that storyline. It is,
Science, because they have test tubes in the thing.
yeah. I think that they meet,
Forbidden secret affair proves that all fair in love and science.
yeah, so like they meet on a like a hookup app and
Oh, is that the one where she like dates?
no, that's Love Theoretically.
Schreiber might not have it all, but she has enough. A few friends she can always count on, the financial stability she earned for as a kid, an successful career as a biotech engineer at Klein, one of the most promising startups in the field of food science. Her world is stable, pleasant, and hard fought until a hostile takeover and its offensively attractive frontman threatens to bring it all crumbling down.
Yeah, so there's like a, and this is real in like the science world, but like there's a company that comes in and like I don't
I remember
know.
you talking about this.
It's not my field. So they basically like make sure that the science is like worth being done. And so like the scientists need more money. So this company comes in and like buys them out if it's worth investing.
Hmm.
Uh, so that's the main character guy, like he's coming in to evaluate that. But the two of them, and she's the scientist, they've already met, like, because they were gonna hook up, but then they don't because her brother comes and like her and her brother don't have a good relationship, and her brother uh, like essentially like she has a restraining order against him. It's not actually like the legality of it.
Mm.
And our main guy gets like very protective and is like, what's going on? So like there's
Okay.
they obviously like each other, things happen. And then his sister is the one who the new book is about.
Ah, okay, this makes sense because on Goodreads it says not in love number one. I was like, number one, because they're
Yeah.
linking problematic summer romance to that. Interesting. So it's
Uh,
interesting that the book, your least favorite Ali Hazelwood book, a part of, I mean, it's not the same story, but that character is going to be in the new book. So we'll see.
And like, I mean, he has family issues too, and one of them is that like he was the one who always took care of his sister and then felt really guilty when like he went away to college and everything and felt like he left her. Uh, so they have a good relationship. And like, I mean, they kind of start as just like a friends with benefits, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, but then he falls faster and da 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 da. Uh,
No spoilers. What?
uh,
All these books they get together in the end? What? Spoiler!
she always,
Romance books?
she
Yo,
always has a bad.
imagine you read a romance book and they don't get together at the end. That'd be like I'm sure they exist, but we haven't done that in so long. That'd be crazy.
There's a series called, I don't know if the series is called Kiss of Deception, but that's the first book. And it actually popped up on our TikTok the other day as like one you have to read. And I was like, no, these three books made me so mad. Because in the third book, the main couple is apart for like 400 pages. And I was like, I cannot do this. And like, obviously, like they end up together in the end, but it was so
That's so
long.
pointless. That's so pointless. Why am I reading it?
Yeah, I literally like skipped to the part. There's a part in like in the very middle where they like see each other and like reconnect, and then they have to like leave. I was like, I can't do this.
That's so fun.
Yeah, imagine that there was a romance that they just don't.
Don't get together in the end. Okay, so your favorite is Love Hypothesis, Deep End, and what was the third one? I'm sorry, I Love Theoretically. And then you would recommend everyone start with Love Hypothesis, which you're making me want to go get it on Libby right now, honestly. What did you think of her YA? How was that?
Oh, I
She for
actually
the listeners, she has one YA. Sorry, for the listeners, she has one YA. It's Check and Mate. Go ahead.
Neat. It took me some time to get into it. I thought it was a little slow. I know how to play chess, so I think that helped, but I have not played chess in a million years. I do not know the specifics.
The
Uh,
nuances, yeah.
I did not watch or read Queen's Gambit, and
Me
like
either.
that is a move or a strategy, I guess. So I do not know that. But I enjoyed it in the end. Like I really did like the couple. Again, the guy, he falls first and he's very like closed off, like doesn't let a lot of people in, but he like wants to let her in and he wants to like help her and understand her. And her deal is like she like saw her dad cheating and spoiler, she told
No
her mom.
spoilers! It's okay.
Um, she told her mom, and so like obviously they broke up, and then her dad dies. And so she just has like this intense guilt. And then her mom has medical problems and she has two younger sisters. So she feels like she has to be everything for the family.
Oh
So it's
my
like her journey,
God.
like learning that she doesn't have to do that. And it's like
Well, that's
they
rough.
actually, yeah, they break up for a while in this, and that was rough. But in the end, obviously it's cute. And apparently there's a reference to them in Deep End, and I did not catch it.
Wow.
So I'm
Okay.
just gonna say I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did.
Hmm. There was another YA book I read that's Love Letters to Lost, and it's similar where, spoiler, like the person's mother had died and they find out like post death that their family member was cheating on their father, and I was like, and it was like, how do you handle that? I was like, this is deep. This is like really hard for kids to deal with.
I mean, this isn't YA, but that's the biggest problem I had with the Emily Henry Beach read is that
Mm.
it opens with her finding out that she's inherited this house that her dad had where he went to like have a second life.
Oh wow.
Like, and he had this other woman. I'm like, I don't want to read about that.
That's a lot. Yeah, we have not started our Emily Henry or Abby Jimenez journeys. So we'll see if those will come.
I will say that Abby Jimenez has Jacob Morgan as the voice actor for some, and he was the guy in Lights Out, and he's so good. So we might have to. But also, I think it's Teddy Hamilton is doing or has done Love Hypothesis. So you might want to listen to that one because
Okay.
he's another one up there.
Yeah, as you could tell, Lee loves following these male actors, and I love it too because it's great to hear them again when they're really good actors. So this has made me really excited for Ali Hazelwood. Hopefully others are also excited. Or if you love reading Ali Hazelwood and you want to chit chat, Lee's your girl. Hit us up on Instagram and TikTok at Fae Tales Podcast. Love to talk about it. We will. I'm sure that we will do a review for Problematic Summer Romance because we're both reading it. And then probably in the end for me as well, because I'll read Bride and then we'll read Mate together. I do have one more question actually. What hasn't Allie done yet that you hope she'll do in the future? Like, is there a trope? Is there a setting that you like really wish Allie would do?
Hmm. I mean, I want to say like space. She's done NASA.
Hmm.
which is Love on the Brain, which is also not really one of my favorites. Um, but if she's so into like Star Wars, Star Trek, like I'm wondering if there's something like outer worldly, like is she
Hmm.
on like a space station or something. Um, that's so out there.
Maybe
Uh,
she does RPG books in the end. Like they
yeah.
write to roleplay or they go to a Star Wars convention. What if they go to the Star Wars convention and that's the love story?
I think she would do an excellent like a Pride and Prejudice like modern day
Ooh, okay, okay.
if she had a Lizzie Bennett kind of thing going on. Because like Bride is like what do you is it arranged marriage? What do you call it?
Yeah, it's
Like
arranged marriage.
which is also not my favorite. Um,
I
but
don't mind arranged marriages as much, actually. I like it, depending.
we should like make a list and be like, what
Ooh,
is out
that's a
there?
great another mini episode of tropes we love and tropes we don't love. Has she done like zoology? Has she done like animals?
No,
That'd be
which
cool.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
like sea aquarium or like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, rocks, geology. Has he done geology yet? Geology?
She could do that.
They have to save a certain rock from being extinct.
I feel like Deep End opened up so many different things because like that's obviously it's a swimmer and a diver, but they end up in medical school.
Hmm.
So that could go anyway. You could meet any kind of people there. He's from Sweden. So, oh my God, if she did one of his brothers, I would be so down. And then like the new one going to Italy, like I think she's like free or like open
Free
to like
Roman.
yeah. So maybe there's one in like Japan or something, some kind of like bio convention out there or something like that.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just say, hopefully, y'all are excited for Allie as much as I am now because Lee has sold her. Allie, if you're listening, Lee is one of your biggest fans. You guys should be best friends. Check us out though on, like we said earlier, on Instagram and TikTok at Fae Tales Podcast. Look at our book clubs on Fable. We have a Mystic Scales and Fae Tales podcast book club where we read books that we review on our long form episodes or longer episodes, not like the mini ones. We read the book on there, chat about it, yap about it, and then review it on our podcast. So it's pretty cool if you like to listen and then review. We also have a fourth wing for first timers, and we have a Hunger Games one called Rebelling Reads. So if you're getting into those series, check them out. And thank you all for listening to this. Stay tuned for more Allie Hazelwood discussions, and happy reading.
Thank you for letting me yap about Allie and
I know
happy.
I loved this yap session. We're probably gonna do more author yap sessions. This is great. We're gonna keep
Yeah,
going.
one like I we could do a whole thing on like all your sapphic reads that you've been
Yes.
cataloging. So for sure.
Yeah, I have been cataloging all the sapphic books I want to read and have read on my Fable app. But also, there's some fantasy books that I've read that you haven't read, so it'd be great to talk about those authors too. Stay tuned for future Yap sessions and happy reading.
Happy reading.